All right, so when you have your course, you're going to log into your course. Okay, there's a couple of places that you can look. First, I'll start with assessments. So there are many practice quizzes that you can go through. Exam 1, also referred to as Midterm A. You've got two exams. These actually repeat themselves. They're the same. But you can take them as many times as you want. So the mini session has about 30 questions. So I'm just going to quickly go through how to take it. It gives you instructions. You can take it as many times as you want. Nothing ever gets, I mean, there is statistics that I could look up, but I'm not going to say, oh, so-and-so took this quiz 5 times and they only got 20%. I'm not, trust me, I don't have time to go through and do that. So you can answer the questions, or if you're wanting to just get the answers, you can go right down to the very bottom of the screen, save all responses, okay, go to submit quiz. It's going to give me a warning that says, whoa, you have some unanswered questions. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, I absolutely do. It's not worth marks. There's no allocation for grades here. And it'll tell you what the correct answer is, and what, if you got it wrong, it'll tell you that it was wrong. It does not provide you a rationale in this format. Okay, so it goes down, even if you didn't answer any questions, it'll still give you the answer. Okay, so if you're wanting to review that, some people like print copies. I would copy and paste it into a Word document and print it that way. It's probably the easiest way to print. So there's a couple of exams there. This mini session has 30 questions that are related to the content in the first half. So these assessments are also available for the midterm B or exam 2, as well as the final exam. Okay, so those are all available to you for practice. Okay, take as many times as you want. The other thing that may be helpful to you is in the content, if you go to content all the way down to the bottom to review, okay, every module has a practice quiz. Okay, so we're looking for content from the module, from the first few modules. So let's just do orientation of the human body. It'll give me, depends on the module, but anywhere from 20 to 40 questions on that particular topic. So it probably goes into a little bit more depth. I tried really hard to make sure that the content was relevant to what we covered, okay, or what our objectives require. They do have matching questions because I left them in because they have good definitions. None of your exams have matching questions. They're all multiple choice. So they've got a few multiple choice questions that you can answer. It's not electronic, so you have to print it out or do your own highlight if you wanted to answer that question, etc. Then you're going to bring back here and you're going to check your answers. I'll see if I can organize this a little bit nicer because there are a lot of information on here and it does make it tricky to view. But what you're looking for, I'll just bring this one up as an example, answers to module 10. So I have an exam with the answers and I have an exam without the answers. So it really just depends on how your body and how your mind works. But if you go through the ones with the answers, so the answers are here. So for question number 1, the answer is B, okay, which is pepsin. If I wanted to find more information, I could look in my reference page, which is page 405 of the textbook. If I think I need to read more information, then I'm going to go that way. If I'm answering multiple choice questions, it'll tell me, so which organ is considered to be an accessory organ of the digestive system. So they're telling me it's answer B, which is gallbladder, and then they're going to tell me why. So the gallbladder is an accessory organ. All of the other organs are part of the digestive tract, which is basically a tube extending from the mouth to the anus. Okay, if I wanted to know more information, page 389. Okay, so that information is all available to you for every single module, 24 modules in the course. Okay, so if you're wanting to do that, that's a good resource as well. If we come back to review, There are also some practice Kahoot games. Okay, so we're going to try to play one on Thursday with you guys that goes through the exam, first exam. There are 2 options for you to play. You can play right here from the link. You can also sign up on, oh, I didn't want it to open in here. That's okay. You can also sign up to Kahoot and you can play that way. Okay, so it's got the questions there, and it will also provide the answers once you take the exam. Okay, so those quizzes are available to you, or those Kahoots are available as well. One thing I get asked a lot is, if I come to class, if I do the activities, am I going to pass the exam? I can't answer that question for you because it really depends on what you're doing when you come to class. If I say yes and you fail, and it's because you've been sleeping the whole time you're here, it doesn't look very well. So it really is dependent, and my standard college answer is this: we will only test you on the objectives from your syllabus. So if you bring your syllabus up, which hopefully you have a copy saved or bookmarked or printed, because this is your guide for what we're going to test you on. So each module, and I know I've explained it before, but each module has a set of objectives. Okay, so for Module 1, there are 4 objectives related to the organization of the human body. So what is the definition of anatomy and physiology? Examine the organization. Define key A&P terminology. So those are your directional terms like anterior, posterior, lateral, medial, etc. And defining what homeostasis are. If you feel like you have good knowledge of that, you're probably okay for that first module. Okay? There's also on here, and that goes through for every single module. Okay? The objectives are what we test on here. If you come back to reviews, okay, so midterm A review, there's a PowerPoint, because some people really like PowerPoints still. There's a PowerPoint review that asks you pretty much the same questions as our objectives. Okay, they're pretty consistent with our objectives. So you go through and you say, what is the definition of anatomy? What is the definition of physiology? That was the first objective for Module 1, those 2 combined together. You can go look in the textbook and find those answers, or you can look down here. Okay, and your answers are there for every single module. So some people like that because they like to have a quick reference that they can read on the train or as they're coming to school. Those are good resources as well. When you print it, when you print this document, you're going to go File, Print. You want to make sure that rather than print all slides, which is going to give you this, you want the answers as well. Okay, so full page slides, which is here, you're going to go down and go Notes page. Okay, so you want it like this. So you can have, oh. Sometimes the simplest things are the most fascinating. If you're having trouble and you're like, oh my gosh, I never knew this existed, which I've had many people ask, which is why I came up to show you guys. When you're in the library, you can ask for help. Say, I want to print this PowerPoint. I need to print it in notes format so I can see all of these answers. How do I do that? Okay, and they'll show you. Also, there's lots of tutorials online that show you how to do these things. The library offers them throughout the semester with how to use PowerPoints and things like that. Just little tricks that, you know, can give you a nice study guide that is nice and ready to go.
Can you read again? How did you get the answer? Because I tried to go, but I couldn't find the answer.
How did I get the answers? Yeah. Like here?
Yeah.
So just when you view the PowerPoint in PowerPoint, it'll be down here as the notes. Okay, so this is what you often see. It's down here on the bottom of the page. When you go to print it, go File, Print. Print as this is the standard default. It prints like this. You're going to go under here, you're going to click Notes page. Okay. So this session is being recorded, so if you want to watch through again with how to print it side by side with how to print, that session, you can do that as well. It comes to about 26 pages. Okay, so the Student Association, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's a Student Association available to all students on the 3rd floor of this building. They say that they have inexpensive printing rates. I don't know what their rates are. I found out yesterday that the library prints for 5 cents a page. I don't know if they're comparable or if they're cheaper, but it's worth checking out if you're wanting to have some printing. They also have like microwaves and lots of prizes and tons of good stuff for students. So check out that Student Association on the 3rd floor. There's lots of resources available. Since I'm doing public service announcements, did you also know that there's a nursing club at Bow Valley College? So it's available to all semesters. They do have a nursing club, and you can find out information from the Student Association. So they're the ones that provided free cake for Nurses Week. Any other questions about review content or what to review, how to get that information? Okay, there's lots of stuff on there. Guaranteed there's something for everyone, but not everything is for everybody, right? So don't feel like, oh my gosh, Vanessa, there's so much up there. That's good, because it's better than you saying, Vanessa, I wish there was some review material. Okay, there's a heck of a lot of review material out there. You just have to decide what works for you. And a lot of it will repeat, right? A lot of the questions that you might see on the practice quizzes on here might be on the module quizzes, or they might be on the D2L or the Kahoot quizzes. So it's mostly just to get different people's attention and comfort level for practicing things. Are there any questions on that? I will dedicate time to talking about the specifics of the exam on Thursday. Even though we have presentation. Here, and then I'll come to you. Yes. Yeah, presentations are on Thursday. And then your question? Or was it the same?
The question was like, is it 26 pages per module or the whole?
Is it what, sorry?
Is it per module, the 26 pages?
The exam?
No, you said when we print it will be 26 pages.
Oh,
so is that per module or just
it's the whole thing. Sorry, I missed that one integral part of what component we were talking about. Yeah, when you print it, it's for modules 1 to 12. Okay, so everything for the first half. There's also one for module 13 to 17, and then one for modules 18 to 24. And if you print the whole thing together, I think it's like all of them is like 60 pages. It's about 20 per section.